What up and welcome to this Sons of Anarchy review. We are kicking off with episode 1, season 7. Season 7 will be the last season of Sons of Anarchy, so I'm a wee bit gutted about that. I came to find Sons of Anarchy this summer, watched it all, Netflix to heap, just banged it out, season after season, loved it, and now I found out that this is the last season, so... But by the looks of things, it is going to be a good one. I'm just going to say now, there will be spoilers in this. If you haven't seen episode 1, season 7, the last season, then maybe watch it and then listen to the review and then do some comments and whatever about what you think. But kicked off pretty mental. Jax is beating the shit out of some guy in jail, just showing no emotion at all, just bothering him. We don't know who it is just yet, and then you see Gemma with some made up prospects, so a lot of people had died, so obviously they had to make up some more prospects to fill out the Sand crew, which is fine. It's always like to see some new guys come in, because there's new guys you can kill off, isn't it, in fun and exciting ways. Then Juice is naked doing press ups. Don't know what that's all about. Maybe one for the girls, but there's no relevance at all to it. It's just there. So you see Tara's grave. There's no headstone in the grave. I wonder if that's got any significance. You don't find out in the episode if there is any significance to that, but there's none. There's no headstone on the grave. Jax was in jail whenever the funeral happened, so I don't know whether the MC thinks she was turning Jax in, or they know that he was turning himself in or not. I don't think we know just yet what way that's going. We'll go back and see Jax fucking the guy up even some more, just beating him up again. There's people going about their business in the jail and he's just beating the fuck out of this guy. So, and then we've got Wendy comes out of rehab. She's in rehab for a few days or a week or something, and she's coming out. I think she's going to be chasing the kids. She's going to be Gemma's maybe main adversary this year over the kids, and she's going to maybe try and take them off her. She knows she's a bit of a bad bitch. That's definitely a bit of character development that we will see through the season. What do you call the Hispanic dude, the guy that's in business with Jax in the brothel? I can't have his name's completely slipping my mind. It'll probably come back to me. But you see him with a man, so it shows that they're going to be in it again. They're basically their main enemies from season 1 to now, you know. Well, sometimes they're friends, sometimes they're enemies, but you see that they're going to be in the seasons. And the porn is back, so Cara's opening up again for all you guys out there, or maybe girls, whatever, who am I to judge. Enjoyed that part of the series. They've got that. Some of the prospects, I don't know if they're prospects, and I didn't see the back of their cuts, and I didn't really look at the badges, so I don't know if it's a prospect or he's one that's been made up. But he looked definitely happy to see the girls back into the porn industry. But if you did look, if anybody noticed that it's the same place that the girls were kidnapped in and basically tortured by the sons had to go. I think it was maybe the last season. The girls were going for a porn job and they were just cutting them up and fucking them up. The sons dealt with that and beat the shit out of everybody and killed everybody as they do. And then we go to see Jax carving a swastika into the guy. Then he's beating up, just showing that he's probably white power. And then he takes his tooth, and it's just brutal. I just think it's a sign of what's to come in this season with brutality and with just the violence that's going to be in it. And there's no emotion in his face. He's just doing it for the sake of doing it. The music too, like the song that's just played, the music on the whole season's fantastic. Like I love it. From season 1 to now, to the start of season 7. I found out Ope died before I watched that season because I heard a song that I liked and my friend said, yeah, that's Ope's funeral song. I was like, well, there's that ruined for me. But so I knew Ope was going to die before you actually see him dying, so it was kind of ruined. But it was good to, I like the way. Well, actually, that's an issue with me which I will address in another video actually about Ope dying. But anyway, so yeah, that's just all in the opening scene. So it's like all this kind of just showing what everybody's at now. It's not long after the ending of season 6, and we just see where everybody's at with Jax in jail. It ends up Jax gets out of jail. He meets up with the DA, and she tells him she's letting him go, and he comes out, and he just seems to get the business really quickly once all the gangs to meet. And I almost forgot, was that Marilyn Manson in jail? He was making friends with the white power guys, and it was just the eyes kind of give it away. I've heard people talking about now saying that he was in the episode, so I'm guessing that was him, because nobody else looked like him. But I was sitting watching it going, I know that guy, like I know them eyes from somewhere, and it's definitely Marilyn Manson. So, but yeah, I'm sure everybody knows that by now anyway. But yeah, so he goes on. He's trying to get the gang back together. He said there's actually a cracking scene where they're looking for the guys who done the hit and run in season 6, and the Sons get the call to get back to the clubhouse because Jax wants them there. So they're kind of like, right, we've had enough of this. And there's the guy in the other gang is in a wheelchair, and they tie him to the back of the motorbike and just drag him up the street to get information out of him. It's very bad. It's poorly done with it's like CGI or something there. It's poorly done like that. You know, it just looks so fake, but on the other hand, it's quite funny. You know, like you never know what these guys are going to do next. They're just mad. Now, why nobody rings the police whenever there's 10, 15 guys standing in the middle of the street with guns pointed at each other, and a guy getting trailed up the street on a wheelchair is beyond me, but Charming seems to get away with it. Maybe it's because there's no police chief now, or sheriff now, but we found out there's one coming in, and the DA wants Hunter. Anyway, the old police chief, he wants him to kind of help out, and he's not sure, but I think he's going to play a big part this season. He's going to, you know, he's been in love with Gemma and stuff, but I think he's going to be the ultimate kind of downfall of her, and she's going to be the reason why, I think, why Jax maybe finds out that it's all to do with her, and she's going to get her comeuppance, absolutely 100%. Which, like, and Wendy too, she's moving in with Gemma to help with the kids, and Hunter calls round, or Hunter or whatever, and Juice is living with her. Oh, you heard it here first, by the way. Juice is definitely going to bang Wendy. That's going to happen. He's either going to bang Wendy or, yeah, he's going to bang Wendy. That's who he's going to bang. They're going to end up banging. But she lets, like Hunter's walking about her flat as if, you know, like, don't let him walk about. There's Juice is hiding in there, and he's walking about, and he finds his bag, and obviously he knows there's something going on. And I think in the last season and stuff, he's starting to kind of lose his bond he had with Gemma, and he's starting to realise she's actually an evil bitch. So he's going to play a big part in it. And then they call all the gangs together, and they all meet up, and they have like a party, and you find out that it's just to get for Jax to get the Asian guy that supposedly that Gemma tells him killed Tara, when in fact I think he gets it again. It's just brutal the way he gets the guy, and this poor fella, like, he's tied to a chair, he just gets tortured, and he's torturing him, and it's very, I don't know, in a weird kind of way. It's quite poetic the way, you know, with the music, and Jax is very calm and calculated about it. You know, there's no emotion there. You know, he's just gone full mental. He doesn't care. He's not scared at all. He just wants to hurt people the way he's been hurt. So, and the other guys have to sit and watch him doing this to this poor bastard who clearly he has nothing to do with the death at all. But in the end, you kind of see his eyes right at the end of the show, and you kind of see that he had told in the last episode by somebody that, like, about revenge and stuff, and that he's going to get nothing out of it, basically. And you can see, like, you can tell he's not taking pleasure in it, but he's doing it. I think he's doing it to test the other guys, to kind of maybe read their reactions to what he's doing, to see if any of them actually had anything to do with it, and to keep Gemma off the scent that he actually knows there's something more to it. But what could be the craziest bit of the episode of all was when they go to find the guys that apparently done the hit and run, and they get in, they break in and walk in on what can only be described as a orgy, a weird orgy. There's a guy down getting bait into some girl's box while he's getting bummed by another guy, and there's a big black fella wearing pantyhose, and it's mental. Like the show, I thought the maddest thing I'd ever see on the show was the man with the big tits, and they come round and they take the photos and stuff, and Tiggy's a wee bit too intrigued by this person. He didn't seem too turned on this time. Was he even in the scene? I honestly can't remember. But they end up killing everybody anyway, and finding out that they're ministers or pastors or something. So they'll have to clean that up. I don't know if anything will come off the back of that, or off the back of this, or it's just literally just to kind of make you go, all right, that happened. But it did happen, and we'll see if anything comes from it. I'm not sure if it will or not. How's it going to end? We're one episode in. I don't know. I think it's going to end with him finding out and him killing Gemma. She's definitely going to get her comeuppance, but it'll either end up with him dying himself, or him being Jax, by the way, in case you're wondering, or it could simply end with him with Jax just taking his boys and leaving at Charming. I think everybody's going to die, you know. I think there's going to be a massive gang war, and just loads of people are going to die, and there's going to be some tough scenes, you know, and I think some of the sons are going to maybe turn against Jack's madness, like how he's taking it too far. Maybe it might rein him back in, and he might realise that what he's been fighting for over all the other seasons with getting his kids out and with changing the club was worthwhile, and that he's just lost his track a wee bit. Or he could just go mental. He's going to end up, in the last episode, he's going to end up killing Gemma. That's definitely a possibility. He could end up just killing Gemma, taking the boys and leaving Charming with everybody dead, or who knows. I do have a theory on what's going to happen to Jax, and I want to talk a bit about it, whether we think he's actually going to live the whole season, or he's going to die early, or if he dies at all. I'll be releasing that in another video soon, and I'll be talking about Ope as well, about his death. So until then, guys, thanks very much for tuning in and listening, and we'll see you next time, and for next week's episode. Cheerio.